try that as an introduction and see where we go from there. It's 8 o'clock on a Sunday. Regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man, he's sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. He said, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la. Sing us a song to the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. I hope so. Now, John at the bar, he's a friend of mine. He gets my drinks for free, and he's quick with a joke. He'll light up your smoke, but there's some place that he'd rather be. He said, John, I believe this is killing me, as a smile ran away from his face. Oh, I know I could be a big movie star if I could get out of this place. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody. I hope you are, and you've got us feeling all right. Now, Paul, he's a real estate novelist who never had time for a wife. But he's talking with Davy, who's still in the Navy, and probably will be for life. And the waitress is practicing politics as the businessman slowly gets stoned. Well, they're sharing a drink they call loneliness, but it's better than drinking alone. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la. Sing us a song to the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. Pretty good crowd for Sunday in January. So cold, so snowy. Apparently my granddaughter burst into tears when she realised that the snowman that she had made had disappeared.
Had fallen over.
Moment.
Poor Poppy.
Poor snowman. He's gone. The carrot. The coal, the scarf, it's all disappeared. It's a pretty good crowd for a Sunday, and the manager rather over the top kind of fashion,
I'm just pleased
totally
to see
without
everyone.
any irony, gives me a smile. Oh, that one's out of tune.
Don't play that one again then.
'Cause she knows it's me. And all of you know for a fact that it's me. They've been coming to see.
And maybe you.
And for all of you who joined us fresh tonight, to forget about life for a while, you're in for a great show. You really are. 'Cause you know, the piano, it sounds like a carnival, and the microphone, it smells like a beer. And they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, man, what are you doing here? La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Join in now, come on. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right.
No wonder the show's so long.
Yeah, it is very long. It's a good
very
thing
long.
you mentioned there. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that little song there.
Good
I've not
evening,
done it very
everyone.
often.
Welcome. Thank you for those who've struggled through the snow. As I said, snowshoes and skis and so on in the cloakroom, please. And slippers will be provided. For those of you who've got no snow, well, I'm sorry because it's been very pretty today.
We
Been
welcome
lovely.
particularly people who've joined us for the first time.
Yes, hello,
I
everyone.
welcome some nurses from Portugal that has been changing my tubes.
Oh,
Here they are.
some of your dialysis nurses.
Yeah, that's my
She's made a
tubes
very good
there.
job of it. Or he's made a very good job of it.
Plus, and they plug in there, and he plugs in there, and that's what happens every Tuesday. Just to let you know, the rest
Tuesday?
Of them, sorry,
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
And so, but we're grateful to them for keeping us alive and smiling and all of those in the Farnborough Diocese unit.
Thank you.
Thank
you for putting up with him for so many hours a week.
For so many hours a week. No, I can't see a thing out of these. Must wash them one day.
I'll clean them for you.
Right, now. Oh, did I mention my award?
The cap's gone down very well, JV.
What?
The cap's gone down very well.
The cap, do you like it?
People are enjoying the cap. Can I just say you're lucky it's that one because he's got a very embarrassing cap that he also wears. So you're lucky it's the nice one.
Heard this yesterday. I just fancied doing it. And this is for you, Sylvia. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can tell, falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can tell, falling in love with you, like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, how it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too. I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, how it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you, for I can't help falling in love with Another JV Insta arrangement.
That went down
Literally.
well. I like that.
Did you like the kind of, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, friends. No, I saw, we were watching a TV thing and Elvis came on.
Yes, he did.
And I just suddenly, they did that song and I
Yes.
thought, what a great song it is. It's I always liked his, you know, when I fall in love, it will be forever. For I'll never fall.
There we are, Catherine. He's doing it.
in love. From the moment I can feel that, you feel that way too. It's when I fall in love with you. I want to do that one. We welcome particularly tonight, hopefully Paul and Ruth Field. And I'll tell you a little bit about that, why, in a minute. Because normally they would have been watching Hunt the Midwife or whatever else it is that they'll be doing. Or just Losing the Will to Live instead. But they're all out there, and you're all out there, and you're all here tonight. And we welcome you on a cold night. And it's another January. Apparently, according to science... This is true now. This is absolutely true. That last week was the most depressing week in the year. Did you know that?
I think that was a fib.
What?
I think that's fake news, actually.
Why did they say that?
Well,
Radio 4 said it was.
I know.
So
They've
what are you
always
saying?
said-
No, excuse me. What are you saying about Radio 4? I listen. That's what I get my information from. Okay, that and Facebook. That and Cindy
I've
Kent.
always thought that Monday,
And Cindy
last
Hill.
Monday, was the day when everyone said it's the most depressing day of the year.
Yeah.
However, I heard
Yes.
that was something that was put about by a marketing company in order to get people to spend more money.
That sounds about right, actually. To be fair, that does sound about right. Yeah, okay, that's very depressing.
But
isn't
actually, whether it was or it wasn't, it was a pretty grim week anyway, wasn't it?
It was. It was a pretty grim week, and no, apparently psychologists tell us this, and this is what Radio 4 was saying. Neither it's a complete, whatever. The thing is that you're here with us in the warm.
Yep,
and
in our
can you
home.
feel the
Thank
warmth?
you for coming.
Feel the warmth of our sincerity. Get closer to the set. Can you feel it? There you are. That's us. We've got some interesting things in the show for you tonight. We're going to call in on in a few minutes to see how far Andy Hatvarney has managed to get from John O'Groats to Enfield, and see how close he's got and how much. Hopefully you're going to be contributing money to Got a Friend Trust. I've got to call it the right thing now because from now on they've had a rebranding already, and it's Got a Friend because you've creates problems with Facebook with the apostrophe. Okay. YOU apostrophe, it creates a problem. So we've got to go Got a Friend Trust. But we've got people who've set this all up for us so that you can contribute to this. So we've got that. We've got a lovely phone call with a guy called Chris.
Looking forward to it, Chris.
Really looking forward to seeing you. Not seeing you, but hearing you and your story, a little bit of your story, Chris. And who else have we got? Then we've got the lovely Leslie Sutton at around about 9 o'clock. We're going to do a pre-recorded interview we did with her earlier in the week. And we did it pre-recorded because this was on her request because she's been having some treatment and she wouldn't have been able to do it today. So she's been very gracious in granting us this interview, and you've got some visual things. She's an artist. You're going to love it. Stay tuned. It's an encouragement. It'll be a great thing to you. And today, we've got the premiere of a brand new song, a brand new video coming out. It's come out today. We've already got 800, 900 views. I was just with Paul. We'll talk about it in a second. Let me sing a song. Apparently, somebody asked for this.
Yes, Linda Stapleton says this reminds her of her mum. So, Linda, this is for you to remind you of your mum.
Old Man River, that old man river, he must know something. Don't see nothing. He just keeps rolling, keeps on rolling along. He don't plant potatoes, plant cotton, them that plants them is soon forgotten. Oh, but Old Man River just keeps rolling along. You and me, we sweat and strain, body all aching and rags of pain. Tote that barge, lift that pail, you get a little drunk and you land in jail. He gets weary and sick of trying, tired of living, and I'm scared of dying. Oh, it's Old Man River just keeps rolling. You and me, we sweat and strain, body all aching and rack of pain. Tote that barge, lift that pail, little drunk and you land in jail. I get weary and sick of trying. I'm tired of living and I'm scared of dying. Oh, but old man River, he just keeps rolling along. Just keeps rolling.
Bravo, bravo. I think I can honestly say that no one sings and plays that quite as well as you, JV.
And the good news is that version is soon to be heard on the new
Lockdown Sessions.
Lockdown Sessions. We're getting close. We're getting close, people. We're starting to get them all in now and finished. We have to send them off to be mastered, hopefully in the next week or so. And Mark has been really working hard. He finished Danny Boy yesterday, and it's a beautiful version of Danny Boy that we've got coming to you. Old Man River. We've got some great songs like
Still You
what
Speak.
a difference a day makes. Still You Speak. God of the Moon and Stars. A rethink of that, beautiful rethink of that with of Paul Field's song that we recorded in 2005. We've got so many, and this one is on there. I'm going to do one song, then I'm going to phone Andy Hackfarney and see what he's doing. And apparently this one is for Penny.
Penny Weeble.
You asked for this a long time ago, and for some reason, and I haven't sung it since that time. But
well done, Penny.
Wider than a mile, I'm crossing you in style someday. Oh, dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. We're after the same rainbows and waiting round the bend. My huckleberry friend, Moon River, and Moon I'm crossing you in style someday. Oh, dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Such a lot of world to see. Well, we're after the same rainbows and waiting round the bend. My huckleberry friend, Moon River. I'm getting all
my word, you're getting all carried away tonight.
I am.
That's gone down very well. Gone down very well.
It's gone down very well.
Yeah, it's gone down
Talking
very
about
well.
going down very well. I hope nobody's gone down very well. A few people have fallen off bikes. With Simon and Julia Slater. Simon has fallen off his bike.
Matt fell off his bike.
Matt fell off his bike. He hurt himself.
Dangerous occupation.
The people across the road, Tom and
Emily.
I think Tom fell off his bike as well. Anyway,
you
hopefully
managed
one
to fall
person.
off the path.
One person. Yeah, we did nearly fall down today when we went for a quick. We took chocolate to the grandchild.
We did. And the in-laws.
And to the in-laws. I think they finished it all already.
Yes.
So, there we go. Now, let's hope that somebody else hasn't fallen off his bike. And I hope have you taken it off? Right, here we go. And we're phoning Andy Hatparney.
Good evening, Jonathan.
Good evening, Andy. Have you fallen off your bike in the snow?
No, not yet.
You've done very well staying in your garage as you do.
Well, there you go, yes. Keeps me nice and warm as well.
How's it been? How's the week been? Have you been well and happy and thriving?
Yeah, we're well, we're happy. Not sure about the thriving, but there you go.
No, it's another tough week to get through, isn't it? But don't worry, because apparently everything's going to be fine for Christmas. 2022, yeah, that's right.
2020, good.
So we're going to be here. You're going to be cycling an awful lot, actually, in the next few. You're going to be making an awful lot of money for an awful lot of people, okay? That's the idea. And changing an awful lot of lives. That's the idea. And getting it off, getting that money to Got a Friend Trust. Tell us where you are and where. Let's see on the
map where we are.
On the map where we are.
I'm in the kitchen.
Wow, down to rugby.
Rugby? You got down to rugby? Goodness.
Yes, I had a very good week, Jonathan.
You have, haven't you?
Now,
how many kilometres did you do?
About 100 kilometres to go.
Yeah, I did 185 this week.
Wow.
Which is the most I've done. And one of the reasons, or two of the reasons were, there was the International Indoor Bowls finals on the TV. And there's also football on the TV, which went down great because I could cycle, watch the bowls, watch the football, and not annoy Jill.
Can I just say something about the bowls? Look, the people are falling asleep as they're listening to the idea of watching bowls. Tell us, are there lots of fights on the green? Is that what happens? Is how you watch it? Because there's lots of, as they throw the jack down, is throwing the jack down a violent act? What is it? I just need to know.
It can be for some. It can be for some, Jonathan. If you're like me, you don't cast the jack because it goes all over the place.
Right.
And
it's called casting. You don't even throw it. You cast it.
You cast a jack.
There are things I'm learning about this game that I don't don't care. All right.
And do you know what, Jonathan? You don't have to be over 80 to be able to play it.
Yeah. Okay, about that. Oh, sorry, you're breaking up there. I can't. Anyway, look, you've done incredibly well. We're hopefully you'll be able to finish this by this coming Sunday. Yeah.
Oh yes, very much so. I've got 108 kilometres to go.
Brilliant.
I'm just 1 kilometre the correct side of Rugby, and yeah, it's looking good.
Looking
I
great.
should finish by Wednesday.
Remind people out there what they can do, please. What they're doing, how much they're giving for the whole amount.
Okay, well, to all our friends out there, it's 1,080 kilometres that I would have cycled on my bike in my house. Lots of exercise for myself. We had an agreement that hopefully people would be able to sponsor me, and it would go to the charity of your choice. And it comes out as 1 pence per kilometre. So it's £10.80 in total, should people wish to sponsor me.
Correct. And that's the point. If they wish to sponsor you, yeah.
Sorry, John. Once I finish, next time we talk, possibly next Sunday, if you want me back on the show.
I do.
It will be that the information about the charity will be given out again. And obviously I'm in the kitchen, so I don't know if it's on the screen now.
It is indeed.
Everything goes straight through the charity.
Yeah.
All I do is I do the wheeling and dealing. Oh,
Correct.
I shouldn't have said that. But there you go.
Excellent.
So yes,
Excellent.
that's it. Goes straight to the charity. And if it's a success, if 1 person can sponsor me, that will be fine. If 2 or 3, wonderful. It all depends on the person. If they can afford it, wonderful.
Thank you, Andrew.
And it would go to a good cause.
That is exactly right. And it will go to Got a Friend Trust, and it will go to helping people. We put an arm around people and just say, look, we care about you during this particularly difficult time. And there are an awful lot of people out there for whom that's the case. Thank you, Andy. I'm going to move on. We'll see you about the same time next week, and have a safe journey and don't fall off. Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
God bless you. Bye. And it goes, everybody, £10.80. If you can afford that, that'd be great. But he wants it next week when he's done it all, and then you can give it to, and you've got all the details there. You can go back on. It will be on the Facebook site. Facebook.
We'll give you all the details later.
Okay.
So don't worry about it.
Good stuff.
And if you've already given, that's fine as well.
That's fine. Okay. Let's try it now.
Video.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. The song. I forgot that. Well done, because I had it written down. So, this was an exciting week. I sat on the banjo for a few
You
weeks.
didn't sit on the banjo.
Well, sat with the banjo.
That might have been a good idea.
Sat with the banjo, and we're watching the TV, and I annoy Sue by playing the same riff over and over again, and I work out these little riffs on the banjo or banjo. What is it? Banjo or banjo? I don't know. I always say banjo. What do I say now? I don't even know what it is anymore.
Then we'll find out.
Anyway, Sue bought me this 6-string guitar banjo, and I've been playing it and worked out this little riff. And I said to Paul Field, I was on the phone to him, and I said, Paul, I've got this thing, because he's such a great songwriter, world beating, world class, platinum selling artist. And so I said, would you mind? Because I know he's sitting at home just twiddling his thumbs, and I thought, looking after Ruth. So I said, would you put this? I don't know. And I sent it to him, sent the riff over, and I said, I don't know, it's something country-ish, travelling down the road type of thing. Anyway, within 3 days, he'd returned this to me. The girls, the tech team, and Ben have given us the video. This is the new song. It's a fantastic song that actually goes directly after him cycling down the road, and it's called Just Around the Bend. Hope you...
I'm traveling down this hard and rocky road. We're all just trying to survive. walking together and sharing the load, doing all we can to stay alive. Well, I believe the journey's nearly over. I believe these troubled times will end. I believe we'll find a better place just around the bend. We may be weary and sometimes we just don't know how we can keep on keeping on. Take one day at a time and trust that history will show. When we united, we are strong. 'Cause I believe the journey's nearly over. I believe these troubled times will end. I believe we'll find a better place just around the bend. So take care of each other, for we all need the hope that heals, the love that mends. Even when the darkness is as far as we can see, the sun will shine again, somewhere just around the bend. Darkness is as far as we can see, the sun will shine again. I believe it's just around the bend, somewhere just around the bend. Yeah, yeah. I believe the journey's nearly over. I believe the journey's nearly over. I believe these troubled times will end. I believe these troubled times will end. I believe we'll find a better place just around the bend. I believe we'll find a better place just around the bend.
Well, what do you think, people? The song by Paul Field and Jonathan Vera. I gave the little banjo bit and the little riff.
I love it.
And he writes the song. I think it's fabulous.
I think it's great because it's a song about hope, actually, isn't it? That the future is going to be looking up, and that's what we need at the moment. We need a bit of uplift.
Yeah, I believe that the journey's nearly ended. But and I love the idea of Just Round the Bend. It's just entertained me, and it's a real Nashville song. Mm-hmm. So if you love it, and
the video's gone down well too, which is great.
Yeah.
So well done, Rachel, Claire, and Ben. Thank you for doing that at very short notice.
Yeah, very short notice. So we give a great big Paul. Is Paul on? I hope Paul is on, and I hope Paul is hearing and reading all these messages that are coming out of support. They've loved it, and we'll be playing it. We'll play it again.
Yeah,
we're going to play it again next week because I think after we've he's passed the line and just around the bend, we'll play that one again. I mean, now he actually wrote. He's written it in G, but anybody who knows Paul Field will know that Paul only really writes in one key. I think he only thinks there's one key. For those of you musicians, it's two sharps and it's D. There it is. And he loves it. And everything that I've written, I've sung by him. Go peaceful, go peaceful. That one, the same thing. It's all in D. But this one was in G. All right? You can play along. If you've got guitar, you can play along. You can sing along. Okay. Got to keep going with the show now. And this one is for Sheila Smith.
Oh, okay. Yes, Sheila, you had a lumpectomy last Thursday, and it is also your birthday this coming Tuesday. So a lot happening for you at the moment. So you asked for this one, so this is for your birthday, which is on Tuesday. So have a good day on Tuesday.
Love changes everything, hands and faces, earth and sky. Love changes everything, how you live and how you die. Love can make the summer fly, or a night seem like a lifetime. Yes, love changes everything. Now I tremble at your name. Nothing in the world will ever be the same. Love changes everything. Days are longer, words mean more. Love changes everything. Pain is deeper than before. Love will turn your world around, and then the world seems last forever. Yes, love changes everything, brings you glory, brings you shame. Nothing in the world will ever be the same. Nothing in the world will ever be the same.
Wow. Fantastic. Now, Joanne Newsom, you like that one, which is good. So can I say that happy birthday
That
for
one is
last
for you,
Thursday?
because
That
I
one's
was going
for
to
you.
do Gershwin, but
But
we're running out of
actually,
time.
we're running out of time, so I hope you don't mind sharing that one
But
with
Joanne,
Sheila.
Joanne, we particularly do that one for you because you were very kind. You sent a little bit of money in an envelope and a record CD, and I know that cost you.
So thank you.
So many of you have given freely. It's kept us alive, I'll be honest with you. Without those little gifts, £10, £20, some people give a lot more. But people give what they can afford. And I think that's what's been so brilliant. And it's why we attempt to be as generous with that money, and we give it away, and people have been recipients this week. And people through the trust, Got a Friend Trust, our recipients. We don't know everybody because we try and keep it as private as possible so that people don't feel in any way that they're a charity case or anything else. Can I say, I'm going to make an appeal for this right out there. If somebody knows somebody right now who could do with an arm round them, £200, £250, or a taxi fare or something that's going to help them, then please just apply. If you don't want to apply, if you don't know what to do, come to us, right, and we will apply on your behalf. We want that money to go out. We want that money to be helping people, particularly at this time. I heard some really, really frightening statistics about people out of work and people receiving, doing all they can now. They're talking about paying a £500 to people who contract the virus. And people are in such desperate situations that some are talking about deliberately catching the virus so they can get the £500. And when I heard a phone in, it was desperate. A woman phoned in. I was in tears at the end. And I thought, this is who we're talking about. I wanted to phone her up and say, we can help you. All right? So to those people out there who need, or you know of somebody in need, please let us change the story. And love changes everything, and that love is the arm that we're trying to put around you through JV, through the live in the Steinway Room. I sing to you and everything else, but everything else, the heart of it, is about keeping you company on a Sunday night, and then through the Facebook group, through the wonderful Facebook group. Can you put that Facebook group up, please, Rachel? We're going to put it up in the...
Put it up later.
Right,
I'm
okay.
going to do all the notices at the end, so we'll put it
all
up
right.
at the end.
Now,
Otherwise, Rachel's jumping about all over the place.
Okay.
Right,
I'm
we
going
need
to phone.
to go back. You're going to phone
I'm
a
going to
young
phone
man.
a young man.
A lovely, inspirational young man. Now,
His name is Chris Steele. Stand by, Chris. And here we go. And Chris is an extraordinary young man, who's had learning difficulties. He's 40-something years old. I don't want to give out his age, because otherwise it's kind of, it's a bit personal, isn't it, really? Here it is. There it is there. They were just phoning. And Chris, I phoned him earlier, and he was a bundle of unbelievable energy. Chris, are you there?
I'm here, mate.
There he is. Picture
Chris,
on the screen.
you are... there, have you got him? Have you got a
Picture
picture of Chris?
with his owl.
With your owl, like mine. You've got an owl like mine. Chris, tell us, how are you doing, mate?
I'm doing absolutely fine. Being helping mum. Being helping my mum. What have I been doing today? Today, I've been helping with some yarn. Like when they get all tangled up,
yes.
And so I had to all untangled up and make the 2 balls for them. So for my mum.
That's fantastic.
She's doing some little hearts.
Yes. And so you're helping her constantly, aren't you? She said that you were terribly good. You like peeling vegetables, is that right?
Oh yes. I love doing all the vegetables, helping my mum with vegetables. I like peeling potatoes, carrots. We had sweet today, not sweet. What did we have, Mom?
I love this. You had Swede. I think you had Swede, didn't you?
Oh no, not sweet.
Sweet potato? No.
Oh, no. What? Parsnips. That's it. We had parsnips today.
Lovely parsnips.
Lovely parsnips. Right. So
Yep. And we had barbecue pork chops.
Yeah, fabulous. Chris, just
Yeah.
let's get away from food a minute, and let me ask you, which football team do you support, mate?
I support Liverpool.
Liverpool, and why do you support them? Can you tell us that?
Well, it was a long time ago. My dad was in Airedale Hospital.
Yes.
And he was in Ward 1. And he wasn't very well at all, and he was very, very poorly. But I got really bored sitting down, just sitting down around. So I thought I'd just go take for a little walk.
Yes.
And I know there's this boy in a food state.
Yes.
And so I went in and I saw his family, saw the posters.
Yes.
And I asked them, what's his name? And his name was Tony Bland.
Yes.
And he was in the Hillsborough disaster.
The Hillsborough disaster. I see.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Go
and
on.
So I've been talking to him, play takes for him, and doing different things. And before he passed away, I promised him one thing. I promised him that I support Liverpool forever for him.
Oh.
And his parents loved it when I said I'd support Liverpool for him.
Yeah.
So that's why I support Liverpool.
Do you know, Chris? That was a very, very special thing that you did for them, for him, and for them, for the whole family. That was very special because you were sad yourself, weren't you? Because your dad died in the year 2000, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, my dad passed away in the year 2000. Yeah.
And that must have been very difficult for you.
It was a little bit difficult, but not for me because for one thing, I know that he wanted to go to heaven.
Yeah.
And another thing is that when we were at the nursing home,
yes.
We stayed for a long time with him. He couldn't drink because his his waters broke and
yes.
and that so they decided to send us home. And in the middle of the night, they rung us and told us that he passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Gosh, you've been through a lot, but you also, and this interested me a lot because you did a course, an acting course, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to work at a minor gap theatre company.
A minor gap theatre company, yeah. Okay, go on. Tell us about that.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about what did you do there?
Oh, I did lots of things. I did Icarus.
Yeah. Oh,
I did Animal Farm.
Oh my
Treasure Island.
Wow.
Yeah, Treasure Island. Shiver my timbers.
What part did you play? What part did you play in Treasure Island?
Well, I was a cabin boy Chris.
Oh,
so I was like a cabin boy, and I had to hide from the pirates. And so they put me in this brown container. You know where they put say they put like beer in it.
Yes.
But I was like hiding in it. Then one of the pirates spotted me and pulled me up with my ear and went with his sword at me.
You're absolutely brilliant, Chris.
Yeah, and
go on.
Also, I work now with I work at university now with a group called User Service.
Yes, User Service. Yeah.
It's to do with a group that's learning disabled people.
Yes.
And I do a lot of acting for them. Like, for instance, like if they need to have like doctors to look at you.
Yes.
And then you have to like act it out, and just different things.
Yes.
It's like a exam.
Yeah.
Like, they have to do exam and things like that.
And do you help them to understand how to deal with people with learning disability? Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Is it? Do you find it very rewarding, Chris? Do you find it good to do it?
I find it a lot good to do it because if if you don't do the things that you want, then the doctors and nurses won't able to learn what it's like to be a patient and things like that.
You are, Chris, I could talk to you for days. I have to go. But I have been, and I think people out there need to know that you have been working with your mum. You have a learning disability, but it's made very little difference to your life. You carry on, and you're such an inspiration to us all. And I think Pete and Christine Windmill, who work with people with learning disability, we're thrilled to hear you on here tonight. And I just wanted to have you on. Sue wants to say something, I think.
Chris, if you can hear me, everyone is just putting lots of messages up saying how wonderful you are, how joyful you are, and how wonderful you are to listen, and how you're inspiring them. So you are fantastic.
Wow.
You are stealing the show.
You're stealing the show. Have you got, listen, I don't know whether you have got this, but have you got a nice thing to say to people before you just go? Have you got anything really good to say to people that will help them?
Yeah, just to say a big thank you to everybody that kind messages and, just different things.
Yeah.
Can you do me a little favor, matey?
I can, matey. What would you like?
Could you please play Happy Days for us, mate?
You mean happy days? No. Oh, happy day. You mean when
yes,
Jesus...
oh, Happy Days.
Oh, right.
That's one of my favorite songs. And this, this makes me happy.
Yeah, mate.
To have a happy day.
You've really changed the show. I didn't think you'd change it like this. And your mum is so proud of you. I'm telling you, she's so proud of you, and I'm very proud of you, Chris. What you've done for us tonight, and what you've done for a huge amount of people. And I hope we can talk to you again. All right, mate?
Yes, please.
Oh, I hope to talk to you again sometime again, mate.
God bless you.
And God bless you as well, mate.
See you soon. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Okay, that's
Fabulous.
what's called. Now that, right there, is what's called changing the show.
Yeah.
Right? That's called changing the show. That's what we do. We just go, I don't know, we just go with it, because I had no idea what I was going to speak to Chris about. His mum had given me a little bit of background, but there's a man who takes his own show. He could run the show. All right? This is for Chris. I wasn't going to sing it, but I am now. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus was. Where my Jesus was. Where my Jesus was. Wash my sins away. Oh, happy day. He taught me how to watch and pray. Watch and pray. And rejoice. Every day. Happy day, oh happy day, when Jesus was, oh my Jesus was, when my Jesus was, wash my sins away. Oh happy day, last time he taught me how to watch and pray. Watch and pray. And live rejoicing every day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. an end that I hadn't thought about. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, that is for lovely Chris Steele and his mum, Judy. What a great job you've done in bringing up this boy on
and
your own.
I know it's a huge support to you as well, Judy, but you've done a grand job with him. So wonderful. And for the people whose birthdays are around this time, there seems to be a lot of birthdays around this time. For my dear friend Sue Strawn, if you're watching tonight, I know you had a great birthday yesterday, but let's say that happy day was for you. Heather Speed, your mum wanted to wish you a happy birthday, so Susie mentioned you, Heather, so that was your birthday. And Andrew Watt from Chris, and I happen to know it was Roxanne's birthday as well yesterday.
Love changes everything.
Yeah, and for our dear brother-in-law Martin, it's your birthday today, and this one is for you.
Why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come? Oh, why should my heart feel lonely and long for heaven and home? When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is He. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on that little sparrow, and I know He watches. I know He watches. Yes, I know He watches you and me. And that's for Ruth Field as well.
For Ruth as well. Lovely.
Now,
Are we going to move to our interview
We're going to move to our interview. Now, it's just a little background to this, which is that when I got a call and from a friend, it sounds like, got a call from an old friend, we used to be real close, dun, 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 but I didn't. And a friend who's been going through some really tough times, and his wife, and Roger has been on here before, talked about unity and very powerful ministry he has around the world, trying to draw people together rather than see them split apart. And the Amanda Gorman this week, who in the inauguration of Biden, what a fabulous moment that was when that black poet stood up, and she said, "To see it, to be it. We are the light. To see it, see the light, and to be it." Somebody quoted it to me this morning on a Facebook page, and I just thought, what a fabulous. And this lady, for me, this interview, it was so great to speak last week to dear Jeff. What a great interview that was. And we know that you're going to be just moved and touched by this lovely, gentle soul, and yet such
Dear
a powerful
friend.
woman, dear friend. And have a listen, and we'll come back and sing a song for you in a second. Well, we now have that wonderful section of the show where we introduce
We're back
you
with
to
Leslie Sutton
guest.
and Sue here next to
they're
me.
not always friends, but often they are. And this one is a friend that we've had for many, many years.
We were working it out. I think we've known Leslie and Roger since 1983.
Okay, so Leslie
1983.
Sutton. There we go. She's going to come up on the picture now. There she is. And Leslie Sutton, welcome to JV Live from the Steinway Room. And it's a thrill to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
It's it came about, this interview. We know your husband Roger, who came on earlier in this season, and he's very big on unity, and he was a Baptist minister for many years up in Altrincham, in London first and then Altrincham, and a dynamic figure that I've loved for decades. It is 30-something years, and loved the way he's worked. But we've also loved the way that you have really worked alongside him and complimented him. And but the conversation we had yesterday was very moving, and something that you put in a text to me just moved me to have the conversation and invite you on. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Leslie, who you are, how many kids you got, all that kind of stuff, grandchildren, because the grandchildren number in the many thousands, don't they?
We've got quite a few, yeah. So my name's Leslie. As John and Sue say, I'm married to Roger, and we've been married for 38 years. And we've got 4 grown-up children. Our oldest is an artist. Our second son's a Baptist minister. Our daughter's a school teacher. And our youngest is actually a philosopher.
Whoa!
Yeah, exactly. He's the brain of the family. And 3 of our children are married, and we have 9 grandchildren. So we are incredibly blessed.
That's just showing off, isn't it? 9.
9.
I'm on 2 and I'm exhausted.
Yeah, it's just you've just not seen them for quite a while. So except for like this, over the
No, it's been strange times, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very hard, isn't it? You just want to hug and touch. And we talk loads over the Zoom. But yeah, it's not the same, is it, as being in the same place?
No.
But Leslie, you've got so much going on in your life. Tell us a little bit about what else you do.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah. I was a pastor's wife for many, many years, serving in the church in quite a traditional way. Then when I was in my late 30s and our youngest went to school, I started to train as an artist. I went to university because I'd left school at 16, and I did an arts degree. And then I went on and did a master's and started working in galleries in our city. And had a really exciting time working in galleries, working as a community arts lead, running quite a lot of projects, particularly with interfaith and multi-faith groups, working with Muslim women. I spent a day a week for a year working with a Yemeni community in Salford. I've worked with Somalian groups, Chinese, Buddhists, all sorts of groups. And then in 2012, I started an arts charity across our city, working with some of the secular spaces in our city and combining that with some of the religious spaces to host exhibitions that talk about the human condition and a lot about suffering, which leads me to, I was creating a lot of art exhibitions about grief and vulnerability and suffering, and how do we as humans express the beauty that you find actually in suffering and the pain and that paradox. And then 3.5 years ago in 2017, I was diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer. And that I was told then that I had a 15% chance of surviving 5 years, but it was probably only going to be 2 to 3 years So I'm here 3.5 years later. And
we're so pleased that you are.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, 2 weeks ago, I started my third course of chemotherapy, not my third round, my third course. So later on this week, this will no longer be here.
That's a very tough journey, isn't it, Leslie? The dealing with the chemo, apart from anything else.
It is, for anybody who's experienced it. It's exhausting and it's very painful, and you just get over it. Like, I'm now day 14, so I've got a bit more energy and I'm feeling much better. But in 7 days' time, I know that I will be rock bottom again and feeling very rough. So it's that repetitiveness that you just pick yourself up, you just begin to feel a bit stronger, and you know that you've got to face it all over again. So it's very exhausting and very wearing. But there's...
And the cosmetic, I mean, but part is one thing, isn't it? Losing your hair. Yeah. You can wear a wig. We were talking about that there. And it's quite interesting. The conversation we ended up having was because I spent my whole life wearing wigs, right, on the operatic stage, covering up this. And so in a way, I was there giving you hair advice. I mean, just think about that for a second. I mean, and I think actually that there's something gallows humour about the way in which we cope with this, isn't there? Something in that those dark, though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no ill. But there's also, I wanted to kind of say, because there's also joy. Tell us a little bit about that journey for you. We're going to sing a song afterwards, but and then come back to you. But tell us about that, because I know that people want to hear it.
Yeah. Yes, I think, I mean, obviously when you're first diagnosed, the shock hits you, and it's tremendous. The way it affects your family, it affects everybody you know, everything stops. That's very, very hard to deal with. But that's a very different thing almost. Now I've been living with it for 3.5 years, and my consultant seems to think that if I make it through the next few months with this treatment, he says I should have another 18 months plus. New treatments are coming along all the time. So it's learning to live now with a constant suffering, with a constant pain, with a chronic illness. I know I'll never get better. And I know that I'll steadily get worse. So you have to learn to live differently, really, I think. And what I'm learning is I've got a choice. I've got a choice to retreat, to step back and hide, to feel sorry for myself, which you do on some days. Or as we were saying, John, yesterday, you have a choice between doing that or thinking, am I going to allow this to change me? Because it is changing me, whether I like it or not. And do I want to allow it? What I think I'm finding is it allows me to walk a steady path, holding hand in hand with joy and beauty in one hand and suffering and darkness in the other hand. And I can't separate them anymore. They almost come together. And I used to, as a pastor's wife, be somebody who went into a situation and helped other people. That's what you do in ministry. And now I'm finding I'm not going in to help somebody. I'm alongside, I'm suffering, and I'm in the midst of everybody else who's suffering. When you go into the chemotherapy unit, as you know, John, in dialysis, you meet people, who are living with the vulnerability of dying. And they know that you know. And so for it gives you a different relationship with people, it opens different doors. And I found it's given me a much deeper connection with people. Like you say, it enables you to laugh in a different way. It enables you to understand people in a way that I hadn't done before. And I'm finding that quite a beautiful thing, really. I think it's making me deeper. It's making me get to know people who live on the margins.
Yes.
That I didn't necessarily, I served them before. Now yes. I'm one of them.
I think that's very strong. We're gonna put a little pause on there for a moment. And I talked to you yesterday about it's this idea of getting alongside people. And we started this charity, You've Got a Friend Trust. where we put our arms around people with a small gift, 200, £250, whatever it is, and it just helps them to get over, just to know that actually they're cared for, and being looked after and being stood next to. You talked about it being, because we recorded that with the choir and everything else. You mentioned to me yesterday it fulfilled the criteria of community art. Now, what did you mean by that?
Yeah. I did, one of the courses I did is a postgrad certificate in community arts, and it was really helpful, actually. I'd done about 10 or 15 community arts projects by then. Yeah. And one of the lessons that they said was key for us to learn is that if you're a good professional community artist, you don't take over artwork, you take the community's art, their responses, their stories, and then you add professionalism to it to make it really beautifully presentable, so as it's something they're proud to show others. So it becomes a collaboration, really. You don't just put their work on a wall, or you enhance it and you work with them, and you help them grow, and it actually helps you grow. I think it becomes a beautiful partnership. So that's exactly what you're doing.
Exactly, and what better introduction to You've Got a Friend, and we're just going to sing that song.
When you're down in trouble and you need some love and care, and nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten even your darkest night. Sing it with me, everybody. Come on. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again.
That was for my son Matthew and Nick.
Spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend. If the sky above you was dark and full of clouds, and that whole north wind begins to blow, keep your head together now and call my name out loud, and soon I'll be knocking at your door. Together, you just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. Now, ain't it good to know that you've got a friend when people can be so cold? They'll hurt you and desert you and take your soul if you let them. But don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, running, running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend, oh darling.
You've got a friend.
My sweet darling.
You've got a friend.
Oh, my sweet darling. You've got a friend. My sweet darling. You've got a friend. Oh, you've got a friend. Last time, man. You've got a friend. All right, one more time. One more time. You got a friend. Well sung out there in JV
Brilliant
land
singing.
and Sue V land. And Sue on tour soon to women's meetings in the northwest
Let's
of England.
get back to Leslie part 2.
And Leslie part 2. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Here she is, second part. Leslie, it's even more interesting, really. Here we go. Well, we're back with Leslie Sutton and Sue here next to me. We did this interview earlier in the week because Leslie was saying if she goes and washes her hair, she may be looking like me very by the end of the week. So,
Yeah.
and I don't want you to look like me. Just get that wig on, girl. Get some glue on the front, okay?
Arrived
That's
in the post today.
Did it? Does it look? What's the wig look like? You're not going to show us, are you?
No.
Does it look like you though?
Not really. Near enough.
Does it come with a beard and a moustache?
Obviously.
Leslie, just tell us a little bit about the art that you've done over the time. I think that interests me.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm not an artist myself, and I'm always in awe of people like yourself who just... I remember staying with you once, and you just did a lovely little drawing of one of the children, and I was just in awe of it. And you've just gone on and done some amazing work and enabled other people's work, which is fantastic. So tell us a bit about what you've been doing in the art context.
Yeah, well, then over the last, like I say, since I set up the charity called Passion Art in 2012, I like I say, it's about trying to help our city. It's always based in our city, in the city centre. I found very much that when working in an art gallery, one of the things that you're asked to do as a curator in a gallery is you're given a theme and you gather pieces of artwork. You go and source pieces of artwork to help tell a story. And I just find that such a beautiful thing to do. So although I am an artist, I actually consider myself more of a curator. So when I started the charity, we took different themes that I just felt were relevant to everybody. That worked in a faith setting and in a secular setting. And one we did in 2016 was called Be Still. And we worked in 6 different spaces across the city, including Manchester Art Gallery and the Cathedral and other places. And it was a very beautiful thing to do. We had a video artwork over the altar in one of the churches of a ceramic artist from Pembrokeshire called Adam Buick, who made these enormous ceramic bells, the size of church bells, but thrown out of ceramic. Wow. He hung them in a sea cave in Pembrokeshire and videoed the tide coming in and out with the bell tolling. The most beautiful piece. So we had a 20-minute loop video of this tide coming in and out with the bell tolling and the bell laid out on the altar table. And it was about we told the story of the Angelus and how, traditionally, the Angelus bell would ring at dawn, at midday, at 6 and at midnight to call people to prayer.
Yes.
And you just pause for 2 minutes and you'd pray. And we linked the video with the idea of in a city that's so busy when people are struggling, there's the call to the Angelus. And another work that we had is a friend of mine. Again, she's a ceramic artist. She makes these beautiful little vessels. Her friend was diagnosed with breast cancer in her 20s. So she made her a vessel. And because she'd been cut, she cut the piece of ceramic, the pottery, and she filled the crack with gold leaf and fired it, referencing the Japanese artist.
Japanese kintsugi, yeah.
And
which is Patrick Regan and
that's right.
Kintsugi Hope.
In fact, I just put him in contact with her because I think that actually it's really good for them. And so she made 40 for our exhibition because it was during Lent that sat again. Out, and she's now doing an exhibition where she's made some small ones and she's hiding them across Stoke-on-Trent with a little card to say, if you're living a broken life at the moment, you're very welcome to take this home. And they're tucked away, hidden.
What a gift! What a gift!
She sent me one when I was diagnosed. She sent me this beautiful one. And so we work on pieces of art like this that help people connect with basically pain and suffering, death and bereavement, acts of mercy. We've looked at homelessness. So many different ways that art can help you connect. And I think what art does is it doesn't confront you and tell you this is how you should think. When you see a piece of artwork, you sit with it, you look at it. If you don't like it, you can walk away. Yeah. But actually, you can question it and you can come back and you can almost have a conversation. It's like music. You sit, you listen.
You interrogate it. That's what you do. Yeah.
That's right. And so that's what I feel the power for me is in any art form. And so that's been something very passionate for me. So we were just about to start an exhibition called Be Vulnerable. Because
how appropriate. Yes. You did mention, and I think this is a picture that's going to come up, a picture of a forest. Just tell us, we haven't got, I haven't even looked at the time. We're talking like 9 to the dozen, and I want to keep talking, but tell us about that one in the forest that meant so much to you recently.
In October, it was my birthday, and I wasn't feeling too well. It was sort of semi-lockdown here. I hadn't seen the children for ages. So actually, Roger took me for a walk in Macclesfield Forest, not too far from us. And it was cold, it was wet, and we walked up the big hill. And as we came to the top of the hill, we entered the forest, and a cloud, literally big black cloud, descended. It was dark, really, really dark, and quite miserable in a way. But then the sun broke through, so it was still dark and misty, and the sun broke through, and I just felt a whisper of God saying to me, this darkness that you're living through at the moment, don't rush through it. Get used to waiting in it and look for the diamonds in it, look for the jewels. You can move on too quickly, but actually there's a lot to learn and a lot to find that's beautiful in suffering. And I just think it summed up what my experiences has been of living with cancer, actually.
And you live with the unsurety of it, which I think you experienced with me, the ups and the downs.
The ups and the downs, yeah. I find that image really helpful, Leslie, this idea of not rushing through, but spending time just seeing the good that's in it. And there is, as you say, there's much joy and there's much goodness, even in these moments of darkness. And, we don't have it anywhere near as hard as some people. And a lot of people say that to me. They say, well, lots of other people are in, worse situations than me. But it's not a competition, is it? It's, your darkness is your darkness. And that's a really fantastic image, this idea of in the darkness, there's that ray of hope that comes in and just shines on something.
Do you find that? I mean, I find we were talking about that kindness. I'm going to keep banging on this term about this. Kindness to others is one of those things that during this dark time that we are going through, you and I, with chronic illnesses, and living with kidney disease and living with a cancer diagnosis, looking for those jewels in the people around us.
Yeah.
Not just in the beauty of the sunlight, but actually the jewels are often to be found in
people.
relational things.
Yeah.
Have you found that?
Oh, very much so. I mean, you make friends, don't you? You must have made friends at the dialysis unit.
Yes.
I've made friends at the chemo unit. In fact, I would really love your prayers today for a man called Khalid, who I met 18 months ago in chemotherapy. And he had his last chemotherapy 2 days before mine. And 3 days later, he developed COVID. And he's actually very poorly at the moment. So if you would please pray for his wife, Sally, and Khalid. My friends. And hopefully by the time this goes out on Sunday, I'm really hoping that he will be a lot better. But today, if he doesn't get any better, he goes into hospital tonight. So yes, you make friends and you live with their vulnerability. And I'm really good friends with them now. They're special people, and many others.
You also, and I'd just like you to, I think, I have no idea what the time is. Can you just tell me what the time is? What is the time? I have no idea. I can't see. I've got my glasses. 5 past. So we're coming. You mentioned the book by the Pope, the new book by the Pope.
Yeah.
It was. It's taken you. It's taken you nicely by surprise, or you've enjoyed reading it. Tell us a little bit about that.
I really enjoy a lot of Catholic devotional books, but this book is called Let Us Dream by Pope Francis, and it's his response to the COVID crisis. And it's about how we choose to live through this. And actually, John, it's very much about what you were just saying. And just one sentence that I just want to leave you with that is really stuck me out is that he says that we have choices on how we choose to live with this. And, and those who are giving up their lives to serve and go on the front line, or those of us who retreat and saying, I'm hiding. And he says, it is better to live a shorter life serving others than a longer one resisting that call. And to me, that is just so powerful.
I mean, that just it sums it up, doesn't it? I suppose, actually, when I thought about having you on, it's about your heart always that Leslie has always touched people. And the warmth of it, actually, and as we go, because I think actually we're heading towards that golden time of half an hour. For people of faith and no faith who listen to this program, if you got something just to say to them, just a kind of a final parting shot of somebody who's living as you're having to live and as I'm having to live, but you particularly right at the moment with chemo. With suffering, as a final parting shot to say, could you just give us a blessing from you?
I think I would just say, be real, be honest, cry on the days you need to cry, and dance on the days you need to dance, because both are okay, and both are important, and you have to. You don't want to stay in either one place. So, and you can be in both those places in the same day, in fact, in the same hour. So I just say, live life, choose life. And or even in the midst of dying, choose life. Choose to live every minute of it. So.
Thank you, Leslie. That has been incredible. And I know that will have helped an awful lot of people, because we talk to people in the community and I know where they are, and those words are incredibly apposite for them. So thank you so much.
And we will, as a community, have you, Leslie Sutton, in more than our thoughts and our prayers. And if there's anything that we as a community can do to support you, and I mean that, and that means financial, any other way that we can do, then you just basically let us know. And
just
we'll
call out our name.
Call out our name, and wherever I am, I'll come running. But I can't come into Manchester.
No.
Okay. To see you again.
For what you're doing, and thank you for your friendship over so many years. You've made us laugh We've had so many types of laughter and tears, haven't we?
Yes.
We have. Do you remember when I I used to phone up your husband and ask him to do a series of talks and things like that. I pretended to be the church secretary from somewhere or the other, and but Roger was the one who got me back. Do you remember? He got me back in the church service. Finally, he said, "Could you come and sing with me?" Just a little church outside Manchester. So we went and sung in this church. He said, "Just I'm going to get you to sing How Great Thou Art just before I preach." So I went up and sung How Great Thou Art. By then I'd become quite well known, and I was on telly the next week. But the thing was, they didn't know who I was. A group of older people, and I stood up, sung it, and they all went, "Oh," and started clapping. And Roger stood up. He said, "He's good, isn't he?" He said, "The thing is, he's working at McDonald's at the moment, and he doesn't really know that he's got a voice. So just go over and encourage him, will you? At the end of the service, shake him by the hand and tell him that he needs to." And he winked at me and went, "And you can't do anything about it." And at the end, I had to go and stand at the back, shake everybody, and going, "No, go on, you become a singer." And they must have thought it was a miracle, because the next week I was on Songs of Praise. So that was your husband and me.
Yeah.
It's been a total pleasure, Leslie, to have you on. We hope that you will come and join us again.
Lovely.
And tell us some more stories. Do some more curating of hope. And I think that's what you do. Storytelling is a beautiful thing. It's what we all in the arts hope to do, whether it's performing or not. It's telling a story, and that's what people are linked to. Bless you for joining us.
Thank you.
You have anything else
No,
to say?
just we love you, and we'll continue
keep
to
us
pray
informed.
for you. And
Yeah. All right. God bless you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye, darling. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
When peace, like a river, attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, you have taught me to say, it is well, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. I sing for the bliss of this glorious thought. My sin, not in part, but the whole, is nailed to the cross, and I bury it no more. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, oh my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. haste the day when my faith shall be sight. The crowds be rolled back as a scroll. The trumpet shall sound, and the Lord shall descend. Even so, it is well with my soul. Sing it with me. It is well.
It is well
With my soul.
with my soul.
It is well. It is well with my soul. It is well. It is well with my soul. When peace like a river, when peace like a river, amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Through many dangers, toils and snares, we have already come. 'Tis grace has brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. Through many dangers, toils and snares, we have already come. 'Tis grace has brought me safe thus far. Do you enjoy the last verse? And grace will watched a very moving video from Lynn
Yeah,
Bird.
Jackie Johnson's just mentioned it as well.
And if you can share it amongst the group, those of you who've seen it, if they not see it, child singing who was mute effectively and mentioned the words. I mean, it's very moving.
Millie
And
is her name.
Millie was her name.
So Lynn's asked for that to be dedicated to Millie and all the families at the Romsey Opportunities Group.
And also the last one, which was the It Is Well. I just want to dedicate that to people who don't feel so well. And after that interview, it's such an inspiration. Leslie, if you're watching tonight, if you can't watch
Yeah,
tonight.
she's just commented on it.
Excellent. It's so lovely to have you, Leslie. And Roger and Leslie, you are in our thoughts for those of you who pray. You're in our prayers. This group, this community is a group for people who are not just of faith. It's faith and no faith. We've always said it from the beginning. We say it. This is week 42, 43, whatever it is. And I'm saying to you, all of you are welcome. Okay? You don't have
Every
to
one
have
of
a
you.
faith. So when you hear "It Is Well with My Soul," you can hear that, and we wish peace into your soul for this coming week. And I echo the words of the guy from Emmaus,
Pete Gregg.
Pete Gregg, who runs Emmaus Church.
Well, we haven't spoken to him, but
No. I'm saying what he
right.
said
Okay,
today
yes.
in his blog. And he echoed what I said last week. It's not about whether you're putting on the best video. It doesn't matter about this, okay? If our video is not brilliant, it doesn't matter. What Chris did is he took us away. He blew at our minds today. A learning disabled man came on and he raised our spirits, all right? Tell us what we could do. Leslie has taken us from one place to another. He's moved, very many of you. And that's what this show is about. So when you do it, remember what I said last week, and I'm just going to keep impressing it on us. This community is about kindness. It is expressing kindness through so many different mediums. And we wish you, and those were the words of Wordsworth, William Wordsworth, who was a poet laureate. And he said that best part of a man, those little unremembered acts of kindness and of love, that's what you're to engage yourself in. And we trust that this week you will find ways. Phone somebody that could really do with a conversation. I did it with Leslie, and as a result, she's now blessed us hugely with her contribution. Other people that I've spoken to, even my son Nick, and he phoned me the other day, and it meant an awful lot. And we just jabbered. He cooked, and I jabbered in there, and had my headphones on. It's those moments in difficulties that we find ourselves in, and we're going through difficult times, but so many of you are out there, and we are sharing in those difficulties. We're bearing, the Bible talks about bearing one another's burdens. One of the best illustrations I ever saw in the Good News Bible is a new different translation, and I remember looking at the turning, and it says, bear one another's burdens, and it's a little etching of a man taking a burden off another man. Do you remember it?
It's a lovely picture. Those of you who've not seen it is of sort of people, different shapes and sizes, and they've all got a bag on their back, and the person behind them is helping to carry that bag on the back. And that's what we're doing in the community, and it's what you guys do for us. And we know that you're doing for each other, that you're helping one another to get through this time and to find the diamonds in the dark.
I have, but we may end up going 3 minutes over, but I'm going to do it anyway. Just a little song. And I'll do it once, and this one is for Pat Harris.
Pat Harris, this is your birthday. This is your first birthday without your beloved husband, and your lovely sister asked if we could do this for you.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness. Although a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you, Pat, and the rest of you, just smile. That's in a slightly downbeat version. The upbeat version is on the new album, Lockdown Album, Volume 1. Sue, tell us.
Right, okay, so our wonderful tech team have sorted out all the notices, and they will have them on the Facebook group. So those of you who are involved in the Facebook group, all the notices will be there. The link is at JV Live Tech live streams. Tech, and they can help you with your live streams. They can help you with community stuff. So if you've got problems with the live stream for a show, if you've got anything you want to know about the community stuff, that's where that information will be.
They can't fix your computer.
They can't fix your computer, but they can certainly help with the streaming and that kind of thing, because very often those are the kind of things that happen. So that's the address of where you need to find that. Our lovely Ben, part of our group, our tech group, is going to be answering lots of questions next Sunday with Jonathan. So Ben's job is that he goes and talks about the stars and so on in schools.
He's
and
an astronomer,
he's an
not an
astronomer.
astrologer. Don't ask him where your stars are, but none of that.
So he's a fascinating chap, and I'm sure you'd like to get to know him better and just find out a little bit more about the amazing universe, etc., etc., etc. Many of you have been sending in your questions. He's still looking at them, and he would be very happy to talk to you about these things that you're talking about. The last day is, I think, Wednesday for sending any questions through, and find out about, what your kids, what your grandkids would like to know about the stars and so on. And believe me, I spend a lot of time trying to explain to Jonathan about what goes round what.
Yeah, there is that.
In the solar system.
Go on, get on with it.
So we've talked about a lot about the Got a Friend Trust, as it's now called, the Got a Friend Trust, and it is there for people to be helped. So please, we need your help to be finding people who need help. And we've moved it on to a Facebook page now, so that will be easier for you. So all the details are there on the screen. It will also be there in the Facebook notices so that you can find it. So it's, let me have a look at this. It's Got a Friend Trust on Facebook. And just go there. You can easily click on, you can easily fill in a form for someone that you know is needing something. If you need any help with it, just let us know. If you know that you yourself need help, then please don't be embarrassed. The money is there for us to give to people, and we want to be supporting you. We want to be bearing your burdens. That's the point. And if you would like to contribute, then also there's the way to do that as well. So that's brilliant. That's Got a Friend Trust. We've got that up and running, and hopefully helping people, as many people as we can. The next thing we have is all the information about the Facebook group, and it's just been a wonderful group. And I know for a lot of people, it's been really keeping them grounded and helped and all the rest of it. So please just go onto the Facebook group, details of how to do it there. You will be asked some questions. We need you to answer them, because if you don't, then we can't let you in. So just come and join us and be part of the fun. There are jokes going around. There's all kinds of fun stuff as well as helpful stuff as well. We have got Jonathan up on YouTube. Many of you have been enjoying YouTube tonight. And he's also on Facebook Music Live. So access to all of Jonathan's stuff. The addresses are there on the screen, so you can watch him on YouTube. You can watch him on Facebook.
Subscribe. Please subscribe to the
watch
channel.
and subscribe.
Watch and subscribe, and keep doing that, and getting those videos out there and sharing them and getting them out.
Indeed, indeed. As we know, this wonderful CD, the Lockdown Sessions, of which we are all so proud because we've all been involved in it, that's available. I'd be very happy to be sending that out to you. But lots of other CDs and so on. I'm just going to draw your attention to this one, which is the Travelling Songs, which has often been missed. Rob Barron, you missed it somehow along the way. I don't know how you managed that, but you've got it now. It's a wonderful CD. It's got His Eyes on the Sparrows. For those of you who really enjoyed that, that's on there. But also A Happy Day. So for those of you who enjoyed that, that is on there. And of course, the beautiful CD of It Is Well, that beautiful, beautiful song that Jonathan sang earlier, which just says it really. Might not be good with our head, but it is good with our soul. So that is on there. All CDs, apart from the lockdown sessions, that's the only one that's £12. The rest of them are all £8 or £10 for the Hymns Project 2. Books the same, £8. You will not find them cheaper anywhere else. So please just go on to... No, you won't.
You won't.
Oh, no, I thought you said you might.
No, you won't.
Right.
Of course
so
you won't.
If you come onto the jonathanvera.com website, the shop is there and you can have a little browse, you can have a little listen, and you can order them. If you struggle with that, then you can write to me on my email address, which Rachel's just going to pop up, which is sue@jonathanvera.com. So any queries, that's my email address, sue@jonathanvera.com. Thank you so much to those of you who have been buying CDs. It has helped us a huge amount. And also those of you who've been giving so generously to what we do. I can't tell you how grateful we are. It's made a huge difference to us. And as we've said, we give away 25% of anything that you give us to other causes that we know, either to the You've Got a Friend Trust or to the individuals that we know. If you'd like to do it through PayPal, that address is on there. If you'd like to do it through a bank account, then if you write to me at my email address, then I can give that to you. So I'm sorry for a rush through the notices as usual, but so much wonderful stuff has been happening tonight. All the information will be on the techie notice board, so it'll all be there. So thank you, and we're going to work down to going peacefully now.
Go peaceful in gentleness through the violence of these days. Give freely, show tenderness in all your ways.
Through darkness, in troubled times, let holiness be your aim.
Seek wisdom, let faithfulness burn like a flame. God speed you, God lead you, and keep you wrapped around His heart. May you be known by love.
Be righteous, speak truthfully in a world of greed and lies.
Show kindness, see everyone through heaven's eyes. God hold you, enfold you, and keep you wrapped around His heart. May you be known by love. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you and give you His peace. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you and give you His peace and give you His peace. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord turn His face toward you face toward you. The Lord bless you and keep you and be gracious to you and be gracious to you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord turn his face toward you. The Lord bless you and keep you and give you his peace and give you his peace. God bless you with the deliberate mistakes as well.
God bless you all.
See you next
Have a
week.
good week.
And we'll talk about the stars with the lovely Ben Casey. Bye-bye.